What's up? What's up, people? Can you guys hear me? Jason K, Kritik Chakravarti, Vedant. What is up? How you guys doing? You can hear us? Awesome. You can hear me? Awesome, awesome. So welcome. I'm trying to make this a regular feature. Trying to make this a regular feature. Um, you know, once every couple of weeks, trying to have a live on YouTube, just general mentorship call, just chit chat with you guys, answer some questions, nothing very formal, you know, just hanging out. So I am De Silva, Elephants on Acid, Creative Space. Good to see you guys. Chat, let me know in the chat where you guys are from. And then we'll get started. All right. Which cities you're from? I'm from Hyderabad. I live in Hyderabad. I've been here for about 12 years. Aurangabad, Vizag. Yeah, Slope Slayer. Go for it, man. This is a Q&A. Ask something. Don't spam the chat, though. That's my only request. I'll try and answer all the questions. But rep in Jason K from rep in Chennai. Sajal Srivastav is from Indore. Nice. So yeah, ask me any questions in the chat and I'd be happy to answer them. Go for it. Some just chit chat. Let's, because what happens is that a lot of people message me on Instagram. It's possible you guys have messaged me on Instagram and you're like, um, you want to ask me a question, and then it's very difficult for me to chat such a long answer on Instagram. It'll take me like half an hour to chat out the answer, which is why I decided to have these sessions. The Abhay Games is asking, मुझे क्या मैं तो बिना पोर्टफोलियो के रॉकस्टार में जो सिर्फ अपने देखता वाला नूब गेम डेवलपर हूँ राइट ओके sir, why is the price for game art course increased? That's a good question. So, what is happening is that the previous game art course, a few things, it has the syllabus has been enhanced. One, the placements have been enhanced in the sense that like earlier on, it was a very we were not following any um, proper placement process. But now for the game art program, we are following an enhanced placement process with game studios. Also, we have a game project which is actually compulsory. So earlier on, the game project was something which you could just do if you wanted to do. But now it's going to be a project which is compulsory. Also, it's a diploma, so we actually have to pay a certain amount of money to the government for certifying this diploma per course, which is why we've had to increase the price. But even after the price increase, it's still much lesser than any other diploma. At least in India, the price is still much lesser than any other program. Um, okay. Elephants on Acid is asking, where is the best place I can meet like-minded people to connect and hopefully work and collaborate with? Okay. So elephants, here's the thing, right? Now, that's a really good question. And the answer is there are several places where you can meet people. One place is you can randomly go on Discord servers. You can randomly go on Discord servers and say, hey, somebody wants to work with me. But then the problem there is that they may say, okay, yes, I want to work with you, but there is no accountability, right? You may set up a team, you may find three, one, two, three, four people from here and there who start, working on a project. But what's going to happen is that it's possible that 1 month down the line something happens, the guy loses interest, and then something happens, breaks up with his girlfriend or whatever, and he's like, I'm not working with you anymore. So all your work is down the drain, which is why it's really, really difficult to randomly find people on the internet to actually make game projects with, right? Which is why, like, for example, the first time I ever made a game project was in Vancouver Film School. And of course, now what happens is that if you're in a gaming program like Vancouver Film School, I paid $50,000 for 1 year of that program in Vancouver Film School. Yeah, $50,000. Not even talking about the living cost. Only the course fees, only the tuition fee was $50,000 for 1 year, and that's what I paid to learn. And over there, of course, people are organized into teams. So when people have actually paid for a course and then they are organized into teams, obviously the commitment level is more, right? Because otherwise you'll be like, whatever, dude, I can just leave and there's no consequence for this. But if you are like kind of part of program and the program brings a team of people together, then if you leave there are consequences because you don't get your degree, don't get your diploma, you don't get a qualification, and your professional reputation also suffers, right? Which is why in Gamer to Maker we have designers, we have designers, artists, programmers, project managers, everybody who's officially part of the course, they all come together and then they build the games, right? Sometimes, very rarely, somebody will just drop out of the program because of personal reasons, but it's rare. Mostly, they stay because they are guided throughout the way, they have commitment, and then they build the program. So, to answer your question, the best way to actually find a team, if you don't have any friends, of course, who are game makers or game developers, is to actually join some kind of structured program, okay, structured educational or instruction program, because different people, everybody there will be serious about making games, right? And you'll have a framework in which you can work. I hope that answered the question. Jason is asking, any idea on masters in game design course at NIT, is it worth going for? See, it depends. If you want to have a beautiful degree, right, master's degree, which you want to put as a frame on your wall, then it's very nice. But if you want to actually get a job, it's completely useless because they focus on not even like commercial games. They focus on, like, games to save the world, games for social gamification, for social causes. They don't really teach like hardcore game development, like free to play game development that can actually get you into a game studio. They have a very like loose and let's save this world through the medium of video games kind of approach, and it's not focused towards getting a job. So if you want to become a professor somewhere, then I guess it's okay. Or if you want the name and reputation, it's okay. I actually have people in my program in Gamer to Maker who have come from NID's master's program. They finished it and they were like, I can't find a job even after doing a master's. Yeah, and then they came to Gamer to Maker. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay. Yes, Kritik Chakravarti, please ask. Yash Savyokar is saying, should I continue with Unity? Yes, you should continue Unity. Don't get stressed, guys. This is all drama. This thing is happening with Unity and all that stuff. Big companies with millions of downloads, they use Unity, right? Nobody's going to be changing. Nobody's going to be changing to Unreal all of a sudden. All right. So maybe there'll be like a very small amount of change in the number of companies that use Unity. Unity is still going to be the top game engine. It's going to be used a lot, particularly in India. There's going to be a lot of demand for it. So don't worry about it. Just stick with Unity. Don't get into the panic mode by watching too many videos of people and people talking crazy. Oh my God, Unity is finished and all that kind of thing. Just chill. Don't worry about it. Just stay with Unity. Whatever experience you have, like, whatever skills you have, just keep going for it. Okay. Um, can I do a master's degree in game development or level designing as an engineering dropout student? Well, you can do a master's degree, but a master's degree is completely useless for getting a job, right? I mean, I think I've answered this question hundreds of times, 200 times. People keep saying master's degree, master's degree, master's degree. Guys, master's degree has no value. It's just like a piece of paper. It has no value. People think that if I'm going to do a master's degree, I'm going to get a great job abroad or something like that. No, a master's degree has no value for game development. You can be a 12th class pass with good skills and a good portfolio, and you'll earn more money than a master's graduate. So all of you guys, I would encourage you to subscribe to this channel, and also I have made at least 2 to 3 videos on master's degree or whether game developer master's is useful. So please go and watch these videos on masters. If anybody is considering doing a master's degree in India or the US, please watch these videos. They will teach you all about what master's degrees if it's worth it. Um, Rajat, I'll see if I have time to answer that question, because this live is more about like game development and game career counseling rather than my own games. I'll try to do it in the end. Slope Slayer is saying, "Sir, I have great passion in 3D modeling for games and applied to many studios, but no positive response. I have a good portfolio, but they all see the experience." So, see, here's the thing, right? Now, maybe you think you have great passion and a good portfolio. Obviously, they don't agree. So, remember one thing: if you're going to apply to a specific game studio right now as a 3D artist, that game studio wants experience which is specific to them. Now, if you're going to apply to a company where the 3D artists do a lot of character modeling, facial modeling, etc., then they are not looking at generally that you have some cars, you have some rifles, you have some guns, you have some trees, you have one or two T-pose character models. Generally, as a 3D artist, you're kind of okay. They want specific skills from you. If there's a company you're applying to which needs 3D modelers which are good at hard surface modeling, for example, for weapons, then they will look at your portfolio looking for things which they want. Like, we want this person to make weapons. Does this person have good, high quality weapons in this person's portfolio? If you may be a beautiful car modeler, you may be a beautiful character modeler, but they don't care about that because they only want guns, right? Similarly, you may have an amazing portfolio with, like, beautiful high poly models of characters or props, but the company that you're applying for, maybe they want low poly models, right? They want somebody to make low poly models for their mobile game, which is very low on CPU use. So they are going to look at your portfolio from the perspective of what kind of art they want for their studio, right? So, which is why I say portfolio should be focused. Don't spray and pray. Don't try and make everybody happy. As a 3D modeler, you have to decide on one specialization. Like, okay, I'm going to specialize in props. I'm going to specialize in weapons, and I'm going to be really good. I'm going to mix like, okay, maybe I'll have a few things here and there, but I'm going to really go deep into my craft, and I'm going to make really good weapons. I'm going to be really, really good at it. Okay. Or maybe character modeling. You want to go into character modeling, then go really deep into that. Become a really, really good character modeler and show that you're a really, really good character modeler in your portfolio. Then a studio which is looking for a character modeler will look at your portfolio and say, okay, wow, this person is a good character modeler. I hope that understands. um, Sayed Chabaz is saying, what are the few best approaches to get an entry level job in 3D art portfolio? I just mentioned to you, right? You have to specialize in particular things. You have to decide what kind of art you want, and you have to specialize in that. Hello, any idea when the market open for junior artists? Isha Raut is asking. mostly for game art, focusing on character asset modeling. The market is open. The market is already open, Isha. It's just you have to have the right skills and you have to have the right portfolio. Okay. Samar Sudhanshu, um, sir, I built a few micro games following tutorials, but my own. I think you make a platformer game to publish on Play Store. The code is available to GitHub. How should I get internship? See, nobody's going to probably give you internship by making small games. Like it's possible, but it's much more difficult. If you want to ideally to get internship, you need to show more complex projects. Probably the project that you have made, anybody can make those games, right? They're mostly like clone games or stuff that you can find on YouTube, which anybody can make. The market is full of people with portfolios like that. You have to have a game or game in which you show some kind of creativity. You show that you built something new, you've solved some problems. You haven't just copied from a tutorial, right? That's how you get internship, by noticing that you've actually solved some problems on your own without actually copying some code, right? And yes, definitely come to GDC, meet me. Gamer to Maker has a stall. I think it's E32. Let me just check. Yeah, E32. We have stall number E32 at IGT Expo. So definitely come and meet me. Hi Rahul, will you be just doing a small game review anytime? Can we ask questions to review the game you have? I'm afraid I don't have time for game reviews. I'm so sorry. I just don't have the time for that. Elite Squad, why are there so many layoffs in the game industry? If you're talking about the US game industry, every game industry is different. US is different. India, it's not like that. India, we still have companies which are hiring like crazy, right? Why are Isha Rath is asking why are freelancers in India not counted experienced professionals while applying for a job initially? That's not true. If you have experience as a freelancer, you can show that you have a good amount of experience through your portfolio, then you will get hired, right? For sure. Creative space, how do I start making game? First learn C sharp or start Unity. See, C sharp and Unity are together. You can't learn C sharp by itself. You have to learn C sharp along with learning Unity. It's not like a language which you can just learn to write books in. The only use of C sharp is to actually make games with Unity. So there's nothing like first learn C sharp and then learn Unity. You have to learn C sharp and Unity. So that's why in Gamer to Maker, in our Unity diploma program, we don't teach C sharp. We teach C sharp along with teaching Unity. So the both of them go together hand in hand. Um, Elephants on asset, is a degree of formal education really that important? That's a good question. Now, formal education is now see big companies, for example, right? If you want to join Electronic Arts or like Ubisoft, etc. In some companies, if you want to join in an entry level position, they may ask for your degree, right? Now it doesn't even matter where your degree is from or what kind of degree you did. Even if you did psychology, you did, some humanities thing, you can still get a job as a programmer. But you just have to tick the box saying, okay, graduate. That's for some big companies. For smaller companies, for medium-sized companies, which also pay well sometimes, they don't care, right? As long as you have a portfolio, you have the skills, they'll be like, dude, whatever. You don't have a degree, that's fine. I don't care, right? But if you want to go abroad, for example, then to migrate abroad, to work abroad, then they definitely require a degree. So I would say a degree is helpful, or at least a diploma is helpful, but not absolutely necessary. Elite Squad, will the company hire us if we have a game published on Play Store? Dude, anybody, any moron with like $25 can make a clone game and publish it on the Play Store. And nowadays, publishing a game on the Play Store means absolutely nothing. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Shul dude, what is the scope of narrative design in India, especially Hyderabad? How can I start networking? See, narrative design is a sub discipline of game design. Okay, so it means that you're going to find it very, very difficult anywhere in the world to actually find a job just as narrative designer. Okay, because the the main discipline is game design. Within game design, you can be good at level design, narrative design, and in India, especially where there are so many mobile games, I mean, come on, how much of narrative do they have? Almost nothing, right? So if you're interested in narrative design, great. First, be a game designer, and then you can have interest in narrative design as a part of that. Same thing as level design, right? You have to be a game designer first, and then you can be a level designer or narrative designer, right? So learn game design first, and then you can specialize in these things. So Kritik Chakravarti, I worked as a game designer at tech company. Yes, you should include group projects in the portfolio. Much better. Group projects are much better because it shows that you are working with people. Because, I mean, come on, if you only have individual projects, what does that tell the person who's hiring? The person will be like, okay, it looks like this person doesn't like working with other people. So when you come to my company, you'll be working in a team, and I want to know that you work with other people, right? So definitely, group projects are better. Sir, I am a 3D environment artist. How to apply and get the job? Make a portfolio, build a great portfolio. You know, you if you want, you can consider joining some of the courses in Game Maker, because we actually have our own placement. We have partnership with game studios. I don't know if you saw in Industry Night the other day. If you go to our channel, so we actually build games in Game Maker, and then we have partnership with game studios who come in and they actually look at our candidates and then they hire them straight, whether they're environment artists or not. So we help you to build portfolios, we help you to build a game, we help you to get placed, we help you with network, everything. Um, yeah. Raj Josh, does my degree matter? I already answered that question. I am in Silva. Can I have a career in game art? Yes, definitely. See, look, AI is just a tool, right? AI is a helper. AI is not the boss. You are the boss. AI cannot make game art from scratch. AI can just help you to make some concepts, make some sketches in the beginning. It cannot help you to make final game art, right? So don't worry about AI. Learn to use AI to become a better game artist. Okay, that's the thing you need to focus on. Help take learn how to use AI for yourself to further yourself, your career, your art career, and you will not have a problem. It's an attitude thing. Mm, okay. Um, right. Ketna Keratkar is asking which one is better for 3D artists, Blender or Maya. Now, thing is, they are both. Maya is the one which was used a lot with studios more, but now Blender is picking up. Okay, so I would say at this point in time, anyone is fine. Okay, Maya is of course very, very expensive. It's very, very heavy. You can totally start using Blender. And the thing with Maya and Blender is that the fundamentals of 3D art, it's like it's like riding a motorcycle. Right? Imagine you started learning on a Honda, okay, and then you started learning on a Honda, and then you learn how to drive a motorcycle, right? And then someone said, hey, I need you to drive this Suzuki. So then you'll be like, okay, I know how to drive. Maybe the clutch is a little bit different. Maybe the accelerator, the buttons are a little bit different. But within a short while, if you've driven a Honda, you learn how to drive a Suzuki also. It's really fast, right? So it's kind of like the same thing. So Blender and Maya are not that different, but it's just that Blender is actually open source. It's much lighter to run, right? Which is why at Gamer to Maker we actually teach Blender, because also a lot of studios are actually starting to use Blender now. So yeah. Mm, okay. Aryan Shriyan is asking, um, as students in first PUC, I don't know what PUC is. I have no idea what PUC is. Um, yeah, I want to make my own games. Now, Jethani Saurabh, I worked in the artist industry as artist for 5 years. I want to make my own games now. Should I focus on programming and business side now or get someone else to do that? Yes, you should definitely. See, I'll tell you one thing. You can't do everything yourself, man, right? You can't do design plus programming plus art plus business yourself. It's like a wet dream people have that, I'm going to learn this and I'm going to learn this and I'm going to learn this. I'm going to build my own games. I'm going to release it. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be rich. It doesn't happen. Maybe 0.00001% of people ever have been able to make solo projects on their own. So you have to find a team, right? You can't do this shit on your own. You have to find, if you're an artist, find a programmer, find a designer, find a person who knows the business of games and team up with them and then build the game. You can't do this on your own, right? It's a dream which people will keep giving you, but it's like a totally false dream. Okay. Shikhar, 3D environment. I've already answered that question. Okay. Um, one more. Prem Singh Bias. One more question: does participation and successfully uploading games on Game Jam count as experience according to companies? See, experience is not the point. Every time you build a game, that is experience. Okay, so nobody's going to say for an entry level job, nobody's going to say we require 1 year of experience. They look at the games you've made, they look at the complexity of games you've made, and how you're showing it in your portfolio, right? You need to be able to show it in your portfolio. Watch my video on portfolios to really understand how to make a good portfolio. Okay, make sure you watch it. It's about what you showcase and how you showcase it in a portfolio. Also, remember one thing, guys, and this is for everybody here: most of the hires in the game industry come through network. Okay, which means that you are referred by somebody else, right? So, which is why at Gamer to Maker we actually focus a lot on that. We focus on the network. We actually have a network of studios which we go with, and makes it much simpler. Okay. Rohan Mishra says, I've completed my first year experience in my studio. How much increment should I ask for a junior game programmer? You should at least ask for 15 to 20%, I think. Elephants on Acid, are you aware of any government or private incubator program that will help us out? Yes, there are many of them. I even had Instagram live for it. There's one called STPI Image, which I Game and Maker is part of. They actually help out. They give a grant of 5 lakh rupees, 5 to 20 lakh rupees. Um, Unknown says, right now I'm learning Unreal Engine 5. I can get internship in any studios in India or in future. How to get internship? Simple as that. Build a portfolio, skills, and network. Everybody. So here's the order. Build your skills. First, build your skills, which means that you should be able to use the software, understand the processes, be able to build things, make things. Then showcase that in your portfolio. Have a portfolio in which you can show people this. And then the last step is actually getting out there and getting those jobs. For that, it's not just a simple matter of sending an email. You have to know how to do the tests. You have to know how to do the interview. You have to know how to talk to people. All that stuff is required. All that stuff is required. You actually have to have the contact of the person in the company to send your resume, right? So, like I said, At Gamer to Maker, we do all these things for our students. We teach these things, we handhold them, we mentor them, we do it from scratch. That's how our students are getting jobs. Doing this on your own, you can do it. It'll take much more time. It'll be much harder, but you can do it. Okay. Yeah, you can. Madhur Rathor, you can learn Unreal Engine. You know, it's definitely good. There are less chances in India in the game industry, but why game developer salary is low for freshers unlike app developers? I don't think so. With good companies, you can get some pretty good starting salaries. Um, what is the most important skill needed to crack a game developer job? Your code needs to be of good quality, right? Your code as a game developer or game programmer needs to be of good quality. It should not be spaghetti code, right? It should be well organized. It should be commented. It should you should be you should understand programming patterns. Now, this is something which comes from mentorship because the internet won't teach you this stuff, right? Normally, this is taught to you by a mentor within a program, which is very important. Aryan Sony, please discuss about salaries of game artists, mostly hard surface vehicle artists, weapons also. You can get. I have seen people getting starting salaries from 5 to 10 lakhs. Okay, in this role. With the see, it depends on the company also. You have some chota mota studios which are like startups with a kind of no funding, etc., which salaries will be low. But if you join a good company like Zynga or Sumo or somebody, then your starting salary will be much higher, much higher. I know interns who are getting starting salary of 10 to 12 lakhs. Hmm. Magnetos SRZ, which is more demanding job in India or abroad. See, you're not going to get a job abroad for the next 5 to 10 years. Forget about abroad. Forget about job abroad. You're not there, right? If you can get a job in India, you'll be very lucky. Forget about going abroad. That will come. At least get 5 to 10 years of experience. Only then think about moving abroad. Which among different roles, AI, physics, graphics, gameplay, in game programming has more scope in India? I would say all of them have good gameplay, definitely, in terms of you probably start with gameplay programming and then specialize in AI, physics, graphics, etc. But you normally have to start with gameplay programming. Okay. Okay. Yes, yes. Jason, there's a whole design track. Just go to the design track, right? Lots of designers in game design. Just go to the design track. Yes. Slopes layer, hard surface is also divided into various departments, props, weapons, buildings, etc. Yes, exactly. You got it. Um, okay, Shikhar, I'm going to put you in timeout because you asked the same question many, many, many times, and I've already answered it. Um, okay. Sampath P is saying, will a concept artist with 3D modeling career will help? Don't understand the question. Sajal is saying, what are some good platforms or approaches to find good internships at game studios? Huge placements, game courses, right? You can kind of just go randomly and send your resume to people. That may work, they may not work. The chance of that are actually quite low, right? But you can try. You can keep sending people resumes, emails, or see if you have somebody in the company, which is the best thing, right? Um, okay. Jacko PX question is recommended to learn math, algebra, linear physics. Yes, if you want to be a good quality game programmer, if you want to be a high quality game programmer, then definitely you need to know math. Okay, definitely you need to be good at math. Okay, Magento is asking uh, which is a more demanding job in India or abroad with good salary, game design or game program. See, it depends. It's like saying, it's like a frog saying, should I fly or should I swim in the pond? Right? You can't just, you know, game design has a particular mindset, game programming has a particular mindset, game art has a particular mindset. All three have completely different mindsets. So you can't just choose and say, I want to do this because it has more salary. It depends on your aptitude. It depends upon your ability. It depends upon what you're okay. Rajat Musale, yes, the diploma course covers programming fundamentals from scratch. Absolutely from scratch. You will learn game programming from zero to like advanced levels within the game design game to the game diploma program in Unity. And also we have a separate program in Unreal also, right? I'm answering from YouTube chat. Siddharth, I am putting you in timeout because you are just spamming the chat. Um, why does Gamer Omega offer at your own pace course? Have you considered live online courses as a classroom setting? I did not really understand that question. Have you considered live online courses as a classroom setting? Yes, that's what we have. We actually have live online courses in a classroom setting. So we have calls in which people are there in the class. There is a mentor. You can put your camera on. You can have a whole batch. You can meet the batch. In fact, next week we have a meetup in Hyderabad. So it really feels like a classroom. It really feels like a classroom in which you meet your mentor, you interact with your teacher, you ask questions, you get to know them. So, what is a student's average LP has got offered by taking your course? We have an average starting salary of 7 lakh rupees at Gamer to Maker. Okay. Can you talk about Sampath is saying what about certain art style that game artists follow to get hired? See, this is a very long question. We actually cover this in the game G2M art syllabus. We actually teach speech specific art styles, but you have to look at the studio you want to join and you have to build that art style. Okay. I am the Silva. I don't have that much knowledge in game art. I'm a newbie. Yes, see, we at game see everything. Game art, game programming, game design. We teach absolutely from scratch. You don't have to know anything. We teach the fundamentals of sketching, perspective, color theory, drawing, making shapes, everything. Absolute fundamentals of art, absolute fundamentals of design, absolute fundamentals of programming. We teach you from absolutely zero till you are at the level where you build your own game project along with a team and you build your portfolio and you're actually ready to get a job. We teach absolutely from scratch. Okay. What are some good resources from Rajat is asking what are some good resources for learning pre-production process? Man, that's a good question. Pre-production, nobody cares about it. It's really, really important, but no one teaches that stuff, right? You have to either join a company and do the pre-production there or give it to Maker because we do a thorough pre-production, right? That's a really good question. But pre-production is something which is not taught anywhere, only at like game colleges abroad. That is the best place. Okay. Um, IGDC does not happen in Mumbai. IGDC only happens in Hyderabad every year. Okay. Sculpture and home decors. I practiced Unity for 6 months and then changed to Unreal for 2 months. Was it? Was it? I don't know. You tell me. What do you want to do? Do you want to get a job? Do you just want to mess around? Like I can't tell you. Um, was it worth it? Because it's your decision. Slopes layer as a 3D environment asks what kind of modeling skills we need, and can you suggest me the portfolio of professional 3D environment artist? Man, like just Google it, 3D environment artist portfolio, and you'll find enough. Right? People ask me about portfolios. Look at my just look at my videos on portfolios. You'll find your answers. Okay, Chai Game Dev. I don't know about Staffordshire University. How to be technical artists. So Anshul Khangar, a technical artist is someone who knows the game engine and also knows the art engine. So, for example, if you know Blender very well, or you know Maya very well, and you know Unity very well, then you can actually oversee the process of transferring or implementing game art from the art creation software into the game engine. So you have to know both. Normally, programmers know Unity, and artists know Maya or Blender, right? To be a technical artist, you have to know both of them, so you can directly take one thing and put it into the other, right? Now, this is something which is obviously technical artists have high salaries. They have, they're quite in demand. That's why. Okay, right. Will more companies start making console games in India in 5 years' time? Yes, I'll definitely. No point going and doing masters abroad. Look, if you want to travel abroad, if you want to have a nice time, you want to spend dad's money, go do your masters abroad. Be happy, right? But it's not going to help you to get a job. I under Silva, what is the starting salary of a game artist? It depends. Depends on what kind of company you join. If you join a big company such as like, you know, Play Simple or like EA or whatever, you get a much higher starting salary, right? Or if you join some chota mota company, you can get like a very low salary. You can even make like 5,000, 10,000 rupees a month, or you can make like 50,000 rupees a month. It depends on the quality of your work, how good your work is, and what kind of company you join. Okay. Game designers salaries are quite good these days. I've seen salaries between 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs for game designers. Like in the highest salary that a G2M game designer has got is around 10.5 lakh rupees, right? And so, yeah, between 5 and 10 lakh rupees, which is average about 7 lakh rupees. Okay. All right, guys, my throat is gone, so I'm kind of done for the day. Thank you so much for attending this call. And make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep having these lives every now and then. And it was great. And make sure, of course, you join the Game Advocate Discord server. That's a good way of actually getting in touch with me and G2M. And of course, if you are interested in joining any of our courses, they are India's only recognized diplomas for game design, art, um, and programming. We have placements. We use our network, and it's 100% online. So, do okay, Dev Varma. I don't know where your question is, Dev. Let's try to find Dev Verma. Sir, please answer my question. I'm trying to find Dave's question. Sir, I'm second year BTech student. Everyone on me doing web AI. I have to learn work. How should I make team? Also internship currently. I'm new to all this. See, I already answered this question at the beginning of the show, Dave. So just go back to the recording after this event is over and watch it. And I've answered this question. Okay, have a good night, guys, and happy Dasera to all of you. Bye.